A year without the grocery store. Can we do it? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I want to discuss the new plan. My plan is to make it as long as I can without going to a grocery store. There are a number of reasons for this. We will talk about that here in a second, but if you are new here, hi, hello. My name is Tori. We make videos 3 to 4 times a week, all about life here in Northern Colorado. I really try and tell you how to be prepared for yourself and your family on a budget. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and without further ado, let's get into it. So a year without a grocery store. When I told my husband, he kind of looked at me funny. I really do think that we can do this. I'm giving myself some leeway, but in today's video, I want to show you how I'm preparing and what I have as a stock. So it's kind of like a prepper pantry tour, as well as what we have been preserving here on our very small homestead. And then I want to talk about some plans of how we are going to go about this. Of course, we are going to shop our sales. I've been very inspired by a lot of preppers and homesteaders in the community. So of course, if you have any advice on this subject, or maybe you have done it, please let me know all about that. I know some of you have lasted a few months, even over 6 months. So I'd love to know your tips and tricks, but this is my approach. I have a new baby coming in about a month here. You can kind of see my belly, but I want to be at home as much as possible. And I'm also a newly stay-at-home mom. I will be homeschooling next year with my son. So we're kind of like dipping our toes into it. But I want to be able to stay at home as much as possible. Of course, we're gonna go out and about and enjoy the beauty of Colorado, but I don't want to rely on the grocery store. And that's for many reasons. It's mainly because of ingredients and what they're putting in our food. Even organic varieties have just been giving me issue lately when it comes to buying from the store. So I always suggest to buy local. I understand that that's not something that all of us can do, myself included. So I really want to challenge myself to stay out of those big box stores. Of course, easier said than done when I have a newborn, but it's a challenge that I'm taking very seriously. And I really think it will save us a ton of money in the long run. So without further ado, let's get into this tour. So I do have a few places that I want to show you tonight. And of course, like I've said in past videos, there are other places that I've chosen not to share on the internet, but I highly suggest looking into some other ways that you can store some of your food and water, perhaps off of the property, or maybe honestly on your property in a hidden sense. So yes, again, the goal here is to just really go as long as we possibly can. My goal is a year without the store, but sometimes we go to the store, and when we do, I try and go on clearance. So if you're new here, I'd, love it if you just had an open mind about this. And if you're not new here, I'm sorry if this is getting redundant, but I have added to the stash. So we have all new, brand new waters. And then sometimes we randomly get Gatorade at like sports games and stuff. So I put those down there. It's not something that we're typically purchasing. For electrolytes, we try and go natural. I do have a liquid IV sponsorship and there's a discount code. I don't typically drink that though, but feel like it's okay to drink every now and again. So I have water here that is drinkable. And then on the other side over here, I have water that I'm storing in case of a power outage and we need it. So what I do is just save these containers here. I rinse it out with vinegar and then I just put water in it. So this would be non-drinkable water to flush the toilet, cook with, really whatever we need to. So I have a few sets of water like this just because we have animals. So I do, all that I can to collect water. This is definitely not all of it, but this is some of the new stuff that we are cycling in, and then I will show you some more. Up here, I have everything in these buckets here, and it is clear, so you can see it pretty well. It's kind of frosted, but I do have my sauces. Sometimes I stock up on, ketchups, Sweet Baby Ray's, sriracha, because that was going to be a shortage for a while there. I have some hot sauce back there for my husband. And then in this little area, I just have some extra beans and corn and veggies and things like that. And then behind here is canned protein. So tuna, chicken, beef is in there. I have jackfruit. Thank you, Colleen. I pick from that every now and again. But this shows me that we can definitely stock up on more. So next week, canned protein is the name of the game. I think the best value is going to be at Kroger or Walmart, but I'm going to check my sales and see if there's anything that I'm missing, but we could definitely use more of that. I will say in this little tour, I'm going to show you some of the freezer items that I stock up on, because we do have a lot of protein in my freezer, but I really would like to stock up on more shelf-stable proteins, if that makes sense. Now let me move my bucket out of the way. I do have flour in this, and then it has a gamma lid on top there, and I just use this for extra storage, but I have a ton of these. I get them at Tractor Supply, but honestly, you could get them anywhere. People get them at Firehouse Subs for $3, but you can find them. Just look. You can ask your local bakery if they're done with them, but you're looking for food grade, heavy duty. They typically don't come with the lids, but you can buy them separately. Up over here is our pasta section. So I have shelf stable tortellini. I have quinoa. I have ramen noodles and polenta, gnocchi, and then I have more ramen noodles. I have pasta back here, and then I just have some random doughs and things that are dry that we can mix together. My goal is to probably, triple or quadruple what I have here, and I really do think that will last us through the year. Of course, every now and again, we might pop out and get a pizza, and I totally think that is fine, but I'm looking at this from a variety of perspectives. I'm looking at it in an emergency situation. I'm looking at it mainly as a budget situation. Prices are going up. We have a third child coming, and we just have uncertainty. I mean, I'm sure all of us do, and I think it's really important just to stock up on the cheap while you can. It's definitely possible in the upcoming months. Going to the grocery store will be very difficult on our paycheck. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I will utilize the food resources around me if that does, but we do have garden season coming up. So I'm very excited about that harvest. I'm excited to put our little area here for our root cellar vegetables and things like that. I will take you up and show you my canned vegetable stash as well. But up here, I have some wheat berries just randomly here. They need to go in their own bucket. I have a larger bag coming with my Azure order this month, so I think I might just combine them. Honestly, I think it will be fine. This is 5 pounds in here. I am very pregnant. I'm trying to stand up right now. Got it. Okay. I wish you could see me sometimes. Up in this area, these are like ready-go pastas. So pastaroni, rice-a-roni, cheddar, broccoli. They're just ready-go meals. So these would be really easy in an emergency situation to cook on the cast iron on the fire. I actually do that a lot during the summer too, just to save electricity. And trying to enhance my fire building skills, because I'm not that good at it. I can build a fire, but I always can improve. So you can add a canned protein to this, canned meat. You could add your freezer meat to this, and it becomes a complete meal. We always bulk these up with so many veggies, potatoes, extra beans, things like that. But we have our whole stash here. When it comes to a prepper pantry and processed foods, I absolutely think it's okay. Stock what you like. I say that all the time on the channel, but I think it's important. And I really think that, again, we could quadruple this and we would be okay. I do not think that the new baby will be eating with us for next year. but we are still feeding a family of 4. So I think that's something I keep in the back of my mind. And then over here, this is my section that can definitely improve. I have dry milk here. I have fry bread. I have corn muffin mix, pie crust, and then I just have some milks and things of that nature. I have the organic shelf-stable milk from Horizon Farms. Sometimes I pick those up every now and again when they're on sale. Just have some extra vinegar down here. I don't know why that's there, but I have it there. I have some nuts, TVP, some flaxseed if I run out of eggs, but we have laying hens and ducks, so we should be fine. Pumpkin seeds back there. And then moving up a notch here, oh, I will say we have some instant mashed potatoes. We have a ton of those, and yeah, I think, you know, they're easy, and I actually enjoy them. I don't mind the flavor. I know a lot of us don't, but picture a giant thing of potatoes right here as well. So if you don't like instant mashed potatoes, stock up on your farm potatoes or grow some. Next up, oh, I was trying to beat that. I will try and be loud here. Next up, we have coconut oil. We have some veggie broths, veggie bouillons. I got this at Dollar Tree, and I totally, will you focus? Will you focus? It's not gonna focus. Maybe it will. Let me read it off camera here. Oh, yep. Okay, so there's sunflower oil in this. I'm not like a huge fan of sunflower oil, and there is MSG. They just say it in a different way. Okay, so not really happy about that, but it will work in a pinch. I have some lentils here. I have a soup mix. I just have some chili pods that I've shown in a recent video. And then this is my sugar and random flour stash. I also have some freeze-dried coffee. And then moving on, I have some more dried potatoes, spices, rices. I have more ramens. Wow, that really wants to compete with me today, huh? I will get out of here in a second. And then up here I have extra blankets, and then just something, Four Patriots sent me this. So it's a USB powered Patriot Power blender. If we ever need to make a smoothie, I mean, there's a lot that you can do with this. I have a potato sifter up there, and then just some different paper plates and napkins and things like that. And this is what I have in this area. I will move on to the next area so I can show you what's going on in there as well. I will say, if you're new here, the regulars are used to this, but this is the tricky closet, the dark closet, and I don't have my light down here. I have a headlamp, but I'm not going to waste the battery because I think you can see pretty well. Down here, we have marinara sauces, we have sauerkraut, simmer sauces, I have ready-go soup beans and mixes. Up here, we have the classic Chef Boyardee. I haven't had that since I was very young, but I saw it at the store, I think for 25 cents at the Bent and Dent. So I just grabbed it. You never know. And they're easy to put in a bug out bag. And then I have all my diced and crushed tomatoes. They go on sale all the time. So if you're not canning your own, definitely pick up some diced tomatoes. They add a lot of flavor if you can handle it. I have some salsa there. I have actually a lot of salsa. I have a party coming up, so I should probably use that at some point. I have said that so many times in the past. Cycle through your prepper pantry. This isn't just for stashing. This is not my long-term area right here. So even with my long-term, I'm still storing it as best as I can, just because it will save me a lot of money in the long run. Up here we have chili beans, some baked beans. I have coconut milk in there, which I could probably put with the shelf-stable milk. I have carrots, green beans. I have chickpeas. I need more refried beans. I have peanut butter and almond butters here. And then on top, I have some homemade vanilla just chilling. And then over here, I have some more water. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I have 14 cases of water back there that I need to cycle through. That is one thing that I forget a lot about, is cycling through the water and the plastic, because it really should not even be in here for more than a year, I'd say. especially when it's in the plastic, and you don't really want it on a concrete basement floor either. So that's something to keep in mind if you're storing water. Next on here, you're going to see some rices and sugars, and they are stored in a sealed container. You don't put an oxygen absorber with sugar. Rice you can, and we'll take some oxygen out of there. And then we have some pinto beans from a local farm. I have a ton of salt. And then up there, I just have some Advil, fire starters, candles, random things to make different botanicals. I have Epsom salt there. And then up here is more of our backpacking gear, backcountry gear. So we do have snowboarding things back there, but behind it, we have our sleeping bags and tents. I have a bug out bag with some tools in there. And then I think that's it for this closet area. I'm going to bring you upstairs and show you my canned area and try and be a little quiet because the kids are sleeping. And then I will bring you outside to show you what's happening in our freezer situation. We are upstairs now, and again, I'm trying to be a little quiet. We have gone through quite a bit of our canning items. We are getting to the end of the season here, and we do have some things down in here, food related. We have spices, but we also have a lot of herbal medicines and things like that. So over here, we have some more fermented items. We have apple cider vinegar, homemade in the back there. We have sauerkraut, halushki. We have some curried apples for different curries. We have some apple pie spice and things like that up there. Over here, we just have some dried coconut and some beans. I have pickles, and I have zucchini relish. We grow zucchini real well out here. I should be a zucchini farmer, but yeah, we needed other ways to use it up, so that's what we're using it for. Over here, we have some salsa and some more pickles. And then I have tiny salsas here that I like to give to the neighbors and friends when they come over. Feel like I made close to 100 jars of salsa because it's really good. Next up over here, we have some peaches. We have some more pickles. We have my favorite tomato sauce. We probably could go through, I don't know, 50 to 75 jars of that just because we use tomato sauce so much, and we don't just use one jar of it, so you have to keep that in mind as well. And I'm going to sneak behind here, at least try to, in a silent way. Here we go. And then we have empty jars there. We also have tomato sauces, and then back there we have some vacuum sealed banana chips, apple chips. We have some fruit leathers. What else do we have back there? We have some salts and peppers, some infused salts that I've made. We have walnuts and things like that. And then up here, we have some more dried herbs. So lavender, rose hips. We have comfrey in there, arnica, different herbal medicines. If you ever are questioning that, I have a video and it's linked in my emergency preparedness playlist, and it's all about medicinal herbs that you can keep on hand. But it is part of our little grocery store, I feel like, because, you know, we use a lot of medicines, and they work for us. That I know they don't work for everyone, but very important to keep some alternatives on hand as well. So yes, this is this area. We've gone through it. The only thing I'd like to improve here is, again, those numbers for sauces, mainly tomatoes, but I would like to add some more of my cookbooks here, and I really want to do it in a non-digital way, just in case anything happens with that. And then I do have my glass area right there, as well as my water bath canner, some more glass. I have vinegar, more canning glasses, so I can continue to do that because I am canning throughout the whole year, not just a certain season. So yes, this is what's going on here. Definitely needs some improvement. I will say these are the squashes that we grew, and they are still good to go. So we keep our squash, and yeah, I'd say just squash up in this area. And then in the cellar down there, we have potatoes. sweet potatoes, onion, garlic, and things like that. I also have some extra seeds up here for planting microgreens in the, let me see if it will focus here. There we go. In the winter time, just so we can have access to fresh greens. But as you can see, we are sprouting different types of vegetables that are ready to be transferred outside. But if you have grow lights and you water them and you have a good soil, you can grow all year around. So these peppers are definitely ready to go. But I do enjoy gardening outside a lot more than growing inside. It's very dark out here, but as you can see, we are illuminated because our baby chicks are out in the garage as well. So if you hear some peeping, I apologize, but let me see if I can get a light on there. Yes, okay. That works, right? We have some baby chicks behind me. Hey, girls. Okay. In my freezer here, I am actually using these pizzas for something, but this is a good example. We have a ton of reduced items. My goodness, with this camera tonight. There we go, much more focused. So we have a ton of reduced items, and we can do that because we have a Kroger. I know not everybody does, but I do encourage you to stock up on their sale items because you can find a ton in here. I will suggest stocking up on not so much pizzas. This is for a party, so forget that. But things that will just give you some more sustenance. If you enjoy pizza, find some things to make dough and, you know, separate ingredients just so it doesn't take up so much room. But, you know, we did get some split chickens. These are usually $7.99, $8.99. They were $2.94. This will last us a month. We already went through 2 of them, but a chicken a week. We have shaved pork in here. We have tempeh from when I was completely plant-based, but we will still go through this. We have sausages. I do take the bread and freeze it. We have tortillas in here, you know, different chickens. We have the Sweet Earth Benevolent Bacon. This is faux bacon, but I mean, it will work in a pinch. And then we do have all of our veggies that we grew and just decided to freeze some. So we have zucchini, little moons right here. I like to fry them with some panko. We have zucchini fries. I'm telling you, zucchini was our cash crop if we were to sell it. We have our bell peppers. We have our squash. And then, of course, we did some like this, like a zoodle variety. But there's so much that you can do with the clearance items at Kroger or really wherever. And I take inventory of this freezer probably every 3 months. I could be a lot better with this, I will say. So that's another item that I can improve upon. And it's something that I talk about on the channel a lot. I just feel like some preppers say they've got it figured out. And I really think that it's okay if, you know, you're not doing this perfectly. I'm trying to shut this and try and talk to you about something serious at the same time. You know, I think it's okay. I think it's okay if you're not an expert. And I used to be an elementary teacher, and I had kids that were just so hard on themselves because they didn't get it right the first time. They just did not have that patience with themselves. I want to sit here and chat with you. I will say, as a teacher, I saw just so much, especially in the past few years, the patience within themselves, and that was from a variety of reasons. But what I'm saying is, as a prepper, there's always room to improve. I love learning from every single one of you. Sometimes the information is a little much for me, and I've been accused of being defensive, which is totally fine with me. Some advice you take with a grain of salt, and that's life, right? But I encourage someone. I mean, everybody always chimes in the comments, and it's so helpful. So I say it in every video, but I want to encourage people to voice their opinions in, you know, not a scary way, but we want to be sensible preppers. I will say I am prepping mainly for budget concerns. Of course, you know, there may be an emergency coming up in the future. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but my prepping does not come from, I think there's going to be an apocalypse scenario. And it's okay if that's why you're prepping, but I feel like we all have common ground when it comes to being prepared for ourselves or our family or people in our community. That's okay too if your neighbor leans on you. You know, I have a lot of comments saying, why would you share this, you know, aspect of your life? What if someone comes and steals your food? And I think that's just such, it's, I don't know. I think that is like a scary way to look at things. I try and look at the positive. I try and look at the good in people. I understand, I guess, where you're coming from, but a lot of preppers have a way to protect their preps. So that's another thing that you have to look into. But I did want to just jump on my pedestal here and talk to you about that. Goodness, I had to set you down. Here's part of my belly here, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this served as some inspiration, because I don't think I'm gonna get this right on the first try. I have the rest of my life to try and do this, but the goal is to not shop for a year, and I'm gonna give myself some leeway, but I think a lot of us can do this, and I think I can stock up enough, mainly grow enough to last us through the year. And my goal for meat and dairy is to barter. I don't know how that's gonna go. I really don't, but I feel like every single one of us has some sort of gift or skill that we can share with the world. So I'm gonna try and figure it out. I haven't seen it done before in my prepper community here, but I wanna try and barter something that I have for our meat. I don't know if it will be our meat for the year, but I think that's okay. I think this is a good jumping off point, and I hope this serves as inspiration for you to do the same. So again, if you're new here, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, try and be your most positive self. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.